Hello, everybody, and welcome to a tropical update here of the Atlantic. Right now, as you can see, a fairly active Atlantic right now. You can see we got Tropical Storm Beta forecast to make landfall really soon here if it isn't already. National Hurricane Center don't think so, but of course, they could update pretty much any minute here and declare landfall here, but we'll see about that. Um, but it's nearing landfall here over Texas as a tropical storm. Fortunately, not forecast like it was earlier. It was forecast to be a strong hurricane here, but unfortunately that didn't play out here. You can see also we got Hurricane Teddy still going on in the open Atlantic right now, forecast to threaten Atlantic Canada here as a potent post-tropical storm here later on down the line. Then we got an area of interest near Florida that has a low chance of formation, but still an AOI nonetheless. Then we got newly reformed Tropical Storm Paulette. If you couldn't believe it, the center of circulation survived all that hostile conditions that it faced for about the last week or two here, and went farther south here, just south of the Azores here, and reformed now just recently in this newest National Hurricane Center update. And I'll talk more about that a little bit here. First off, let's start with the regional National Weather Service radar. Uh, Here you can see Tropical Storm Beta currently on the screen here. And you can see it's really close to landfall here. And of course, the National Hurricane Center could really update at any minute here, declaring the landfall. And but I can just see how the radar looks right now for the storm. Fortunately, not a hurricane we're looking at here like it was originally forecast to be, pretty much at landfall here along the Texas coastline. A lot weaker than that, but still a serious storm here. It's to my knowledge, it's already caused some coastal flooding and coastal storm surge along the Texas coastline here already, even before the storm even made it over the Texas coastline here. And so a really still a serious storm here. Could have been a lot worse, of course, but still a storm to take seriously for those of you, especially where the center of circulation is at for the storm. And here's a look at the satellite imagery for the storm. It doesn't really look that impressive, like radar really did as well too. Um, you can see it's trying to flow up some more convection around the center of circulation here, but now that little burst of convection even seems to be falling away here. And the reason for that is due to a bunch of dry air surrounding this storm right now. And in fact, let me go ahead and switch over to the water vapor, and you can see what I mean. All that dry air trying to entrain itself, and pretty much already has entrained into the storm for the past 3 days or so. Fully got into that storm, so that's why I only see occasional bursts of convection near over the center of circulation here compared to burst convection completely around the center of circulation, 24/7 here till landfall pretty much. That's not happening due to all this dry air inhibiting the storm from blowing up and trying to intensify more than it has already. And then here's a look at Hurricane Teddy now, still going on, now with maximum sustained 1 minute winds at 100 miles per hour, making it as a Category 2 hurricane here. Center is currently looking at 36.6 degrees north, 61.5 degrees west, moving due north at 25 miles per hour, so at a pretty good rate of speed here. As of 11 p.m. Atlantic Standard Time advisory 39 here, Monday, September 21st here, and again, like I said, a 100-mile-per-hour Category 2 hurricane forecast to make landfall. Looks like over Atlantic Canada here, perhaps as a weakening tropical storm, but still a potent storm nonetheless, because um, it's forecast to have a larger wind field by the time it makes either landfall or close approach to Atlantic Canada here um, uh, during the middle part of this week here. So still a storm to take seriously here and storm to watch here. Of course, make sure you're listening to your local um, uh, officials here and make sure you're listening to them closely here to know what they're doing, as well as the Canadian Hurricane Center. The Canadian Hurricane Center has been activated for this storm here, so also pay attention to their watches and warnings here, as well as National Hurricane Center's watches and warnings here and advice, and you'll make it through the storm fine here. And again, forecast to be a potent, large, either a post-tropical or tropical storm here by the time it makes it to Atlantic Canada by the middle part of this week here. And here's satellite imagery of not tropical storm, Hurricane Teddy right now, as you can see. Not looking, its best here, but still a formidable storm. And reconnaissance plane went into the storm earlier today and found winds indicative of a 100 mile per hour Category 2 system. So they upgraded it back up to a Category 2 storm. And again, it's forecast to become a large and dangerous tropical storm here by the time it makes landfall or either close approach to Atlantic Canada by the middle part of this week here. So please pay attention to your local officials here for you guys in Atlantic Canada. Pay attention to your local officials, and if they tell you to evacuate or stay put, you do what they tell you, and they know it's best for you. And it's not their first rodeo with these storms. You guys went through Dorian not too long ago, so it's not their first rodeo with these storms, and they know exactly what they're doing here. And they'll make sure you get through the storm safely in a good manner. And here's a look at Tropical Storm Paulette here as of Tuesday, September 22nd. We formed now. This is advisory number 40 for it. The center is currently located at 33.9 degrees north, 25.3 degrees west, where maximum sustained warming winds estimated to be at 60 miles per hour. Moving to the east northeast at 16 miles per hour, and forecast to remain a tropical system, a tropical storm till about 12 in the morning Thursday, and then eventually after that point turn into a tropical depression here. And eventually it looks like either dissipate or come close to dissipation here by around 12 in the morning Saturday, as you can see it later on this week. And here's a look at the satellite imagery for Tropical Storm Paulette, and you can easily see why they redesignated this a tropical storm here. The center of circulation for Paulette has been pretty persistent here over the past week or so, even though it's been fighting off really hostile conditions till about now. And now that it's in better conditions now, the storm has reformed back into a tropical storm, and thus the National Hurricane Center designated it as such, and now it's back up to tropical storm status now with 60 miles per hour winds. And you can see just how the storm's looking on infrared imagery right now. As you can see, a really formidable, uh, really good looking tropical storm here for a storm that's fought really hostile conditions for the better part of a week here, and now is in better conditions here. And you can see just how the storm's looking. That big burst of convection right around the center of circulation here, and we'll see if that tries to wrap around and maybe perhaps intensify the storm even more before it heads into more hostile conditions and hopefully weakens here later on down the line here. And here's a quick look at Tropical Storm Lowell in East Pacific right now. Winds of 45 miles per hour. The center currently located at 17.7 degrees north, 114.5 degrees west. We're moving to the due west at 13 miles per hour. Fortunately, away from everybody at this point in time in terms of land impacts here. Only really going to be an issue for any boaters or marine interests along the immediate area of this storm here. Lowell is forecast to peak as a 70 mile per hour high end tropical storm here as it moves out to sea here, threatening nobody except any marine interests or any boaters that happen to be in the immediate area of the storm, fortunately. Here's a look into the low and infrared imagery here, and you can easily see why the National Hurricane Center upgraded this back up to a tropical, well, not back up, but upgraded this to a tropical storm from it being tropical depression status, I should say. Um, Still got Paulette on my mind, I guess, but you can see again the reason why they easily upgraded this to a tropical storm here. The big burst of convection near the center of circulation is really indicative of at least a tropical storm here, nonetheless. Here it looks like, and thus the National Hurricane Center upgraded this as such earlier today. And then here's a wide view of the Atlantic right now, the 5-day graphical weather outlook for the Atlantic here, and you can see what's currently going on, of course. I'm going to mainly focus on this disturbance number here too. Over here has a near 0% chance of formation throughout the next 48 hours, and the next 5 days has a low 10% chance of formation here. And there's something to watch here over the next coming days. There's, again, really low chance of formation here, but still something to watch here over the next coming days as it enters the Gulf of Mexico here. Always got to pay attention to storms that enter that part of the Atlantic here. And then for official information here, say you live in Texas here and you want to get the latest on Tropical Storm Beta, you go over and click on the National Weather Service office in the Houston Galveston area, and that will give you really crucial life-saving information here, right here, and it'll have that right at your fingertips here, and you could go and say you don't live in Houston, but you live in, say, Beaumont, Texas, click a Beaumont, or you have a friend that lives in Beaumont, click Beaumont, and it'll give you a 5-day graphical outlook right here, forecast, and it'll give you a 7-day detailed text forecast below that. And they even have a map here. So say you don't live in Beaumont, but you live elsewhere around the state here, you can click that, or elsewhere around the country here. You could click around there, and also have a up here you could put in a zip code or nearest city or town name near you, and also get the latest forecast for you that way as well. And they also have an hourly weather forecast too to make it even better, and so you can plan your day out hour by hour here throughout the day. And I believe that's pretty much going to be about it for me. Lastly, I just want to take a look at the key messages here for Hurricane Teddy. And you guys can stop the video right now and read this if you want to, but those are the key messages for Hurricane Teddy. as of this latest 11 p.m. Atlantic Standard Time update here from the National Hurricane Center. And then for Tropical Storm Beta, where is it at here? I guess I must have clicked off the cone for Tropical Storm Beta, but I'm gonna go ahead and also, I think I forgot the story that guys as well. It's the cone for Tropical Storm Beta here. These are the key messages for Tropical Storm Beta here, and you can of course stop the video right now and read this if you want to. And then here's the Spanish version of it as well too, if you want to stop the video right now and read this if you want to. And here's the forecast cone for Tropical Storm Beta as of the 10 p.m. Central Standard Time Advisory 18. Center currently located at 28.4 degrees north, 96.3 degrees west. Maximum sustained 1-minute winds at 45 miles per hour. Still a tropical storm. Moving to the northwest at 3 miles per hour. And it looks like it's forecast to re-enter the Gulf of Mexico here, but fortunately, it looks like it won't have enough time and the right conditions as well to intensify any further when it gets back into the Gulf of Mexico here and eventually makes another landfall. Looks like over Louisiana here as a tropical depression before it dissipates ultimately. Looks like by about 7 p.m. Thursday, or at least degrades into a remnant system by 7 p.m. Thursday. So that's pretty much going to be about it for this tropical update here. Again, two main storms to watch here for at least the next 24 hours or so. Tropical storm not tropical storm, Hurricane Teddy heading for Atlantic Canada as a potent post-tropical, perhaps a potent post-tropical storm, or perhaps a potent tropical storm here by the middle part of this week here. So please be prepared for this storm here as it races on off toward you guys here. You guys went through Dorian not too long ago. And I'm sure if you follow your local officials here, like the Canadian Hurricane Center, local officials and National Hurricane Center, you'll get through the storm just fine. Same with Tropical Storm Beta here. Beta is forecast to make landfall shortly here. If it hasn't already, it might in fact be making landfall as we speak here. And we'll see what the National Hurricane Center think and if they'll put out a special update statement. Usually they do if they put out a special update statement saying if the storm has made landfall or not here. And Beta, fortunately, could have been a lot worse here, but still a serious storm nonetheless. Still causing some flooding and storm surges along the immediate coastline of Texas here and some rainfall as well. Even over here in Corpus Christi, given some rainfall here and inclement weather. So again, that's pretty much going to be about it for me this update. I have all the links for the sites that I use down below in the description. And if you have any questions or comments, leave them down in the comment section below, and I'll try to answer them to the best of my ability here. And until then, that's pretty much going to be about it for me, guys. So hope everybody has a great day and night. Stay safe, of course. Until then, see you guys in the next video. Peace.